Bayon tribe, which will be wearing pink, which I believe
Yes.
is the first time that they use pink as a tribe color. I think they used it before as a merge color, but never as an individual tribe.
Hmm.
So, very first person we want to talk about here is Andrew Savage, one of. I can't say he was my favorite during the Pearl Islands, mainly because he was on the opposite end of Rupert, and
You're a Rupert fan.
I'm a big Rupert fan. Um, he was on the Morgan tribe. He finished 10th. He was very strong. You can tell, and he was very loyal and so forth, and trustworthy to the players that were with him.
Hmm.
He wasn't so nice to the people that were on the outs of the alliance or who he thought were weak. He just didn't have time for them. It's what it felt like. Um, he is
And that
known.
was his major downfall, I
That was
think.
his major downfall because those people who he voted out, as you know, came back and that twist of that season.
Yeah.
Do you remember that twist?
The Outcast twist, where the first six people that got voted out came back as a separate tribe, and they competed against the two competing tribes. And if the Outcast tribe won, then they get to vote two of their tribe members back into the game, and that those were Lil and
Burton, I believe it was.
Burton. Yep. And that threw Andrew's game off the rails,
Yeah.
and he he went berserk after that.
Yeah, I mean, he was the next person voted out. I mean,
Yeah,
right after that they merged. The next was it the next day they merged? Do you
I
remember?
believe so.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah,
yeah. The next day they merged, and they went 5-5. So they could have still made a play, but since he had treated Lil so bad previously, she flipped on him. So
yeah,
I really hope that he does um, go for, but I'm really hoping that he doesn't treat people the same way he treated them the very first time. I think he's smart enough to have learned from that.
yeah. That older and wiser, I
Yeah.
think.
Now he
Yeah,
does. He did say he wants to target those that he didn't feel were trustworthy in the first season, which I get, but at the same time you can never trust what people are going to do based on their first season. So
mhm.
you never know. Someone who was trustworthy in the first season may not be trustworthy the second season, as we've seen in the past, or the other way around. Okay. So the next person we have here is Sierra
Hmm.
Easton from Blood versus Water,
Yeah,
who we all know um, did pretty good. She's known mostly because she voted out her own mom, and I'll put that in quotation mark.
yeah.
Uh, she finished
Comes with
fifth.
some fine print. That
Yeah,
book comes with the fine print.
yeah. Like I said, she finished fifth. Um, I think she'll have a target on her back. I think she is a lot smarter than people want to give her credit. She did a lot of things in that season. Um, what do you have to say about her?
With that tribal council that eliminated her mom, she didn't really need to vote for her mom, but she did it anyways just to show her alliance that she was with them. Um, and that's what makes her dangerous. She's willing to do anything to further herself in the game, and I think other players see that. Um, was voting out her mom a big deal? Not necessarily, because her mom was on the way out anyway. So it wasn't her doing. It wasn't her telling others to, "Hey, you guys, vote out my
Yeah,
mom." No, and um, so there's that, and she is on some people's hit list
yeah.
going to the game, and she really needs to watch her back going to the game. I think she's got some battles ahead of her, so we'll see what happens with her.
I think she has a really good way of lying to people. She's able to lie to them. I remember her talking to Katie Collins, who was the daughter of another legend, Mrs. Tina Weston, um, where Katie was on the way out already. She had to pretend she had the idol, and she tells Sierra, "I have the idol," and Sierra's just like, "No, you don't. How do you know I don't have the idol? Because I have it." and she
Hmm.
just came up with that just like right on the spot, and Katie just crumbled. You do? If Katie could have just kept it going, she might have been able to fool Sierra. I don't think Sierra would have been fooled either way. I think
Yeah.
she knew that it was just a Hail Mary that Katie was throwing. But I think she does have a target on the back. But if she can get past the initial stage, I think she can go far.
Yeah.
All right. So next we have Mr. Jeremy Collins from San Juan del Sur, Blood versus
Mm.
Water 2. And this one, just like the very first one, it's the loved ones playing against each other. This one was different because he had to actually um, do the challenge against his wife,
Yeah.
and he actually sent her to to Exile Island,
Exile. Hmm.
and it was one of the main reasons why she ended up going later on. Um, I can't say it was his fault that she got voted off, but I'm pretty sure in his emotions, it was his fault that she ended up getting voted off. I don't remember if she was first. I don't think she was first, but I think what's her name? What's her name? Nadia was first. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nadia was first,
yeah,
and
but
that was a season where a lot of people got targeted because they had close to the hidden immunity idol,
yeah,
and that was that which was really refreshing to see because we don't see that kind of strategy very often. Sometimes when people get those immunity idol clues, you kind of want to link up with them just to
yeah,
see if you can get the idol yourself. But everybody was just taking clues out. Like, people started burning clues, and
yeah.
I was like, "Huh? What's going on here?"
Yeah, and then he got on the wrong side of numbers when the tribal switch.
Yep.
Um, so, but he was still. I mean, he was still had a chance to do it, but I think he confronted. I think it was his name John about the media idol,
Hmm.
and John decided to just um, turn on him. Right? I think it was John who had it. Do you remember?
Yeah. Not clearly right now. No,
I think it was
I
John.
have it in front of me.
But anyways,
Yeah.
John, they betray him, and he goes home. I really think as long as he doesn't get his emotions get the better of him, he can go far. Um, he just needs to stay in control. I think he's
Yeah.
strong enough. I think he's able to do what he needs to do. He'll go to the end, he'll go at least to the final four, I believe. Okay. Do you have anything else to say about Jeremy?
I'm kind of on the fence with him, to be honest. It can go either way. He can either go out first or go all the way. And
It just depends
he
on how he reacts because he's a little bit emotional. So he can if he can stay cool, he can go farther. If he doesn't, he can be out early.
he can be very charming when he wants to
Yeah.
be. Um, yeah. So we'll see.
Okay. So next we have Joe Anglum from Worlds Apart. He's a fan favorite from that season. I personally don't see why he is a fan favorite. I guess he's charming and so forth. But I really don't like him that much as other people. What do you think about Joe?
We barely saw him through the season. That I guess he was one of the pretty boys in the season, and that's how he got his fandom.
Mhm. He didn't even
Other
uh,
than that,
he didn't even
hmm?
campaign to come back. He just kind of sit back and he kind of knew he was coming back already for some reason. Um,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's not that I didn't like Joe when he was in Worlds Apart. It's just that I don't think he did enough. I don't think he tried enough, other than making a very convincible fake idol that he gave to Mike. It
hmm.
looked like he went out to like Hot Topic and just got the he
Oh
got a
gosh.
yeah, I got a necklace from there. I don't know. It was pretty good, and I think that's what he makes. That's what he does for a living, anyways, right? Back in the day, he was making jewelry on the streets and like that.
I think
Um,
so. Yep.
yeah, so I mean, I think he will be a target because of how charming he is. Um, I think he needs to just lay low, not causes any trouble. I don't think he'll cause any trouble either way, but he just needs to not threaten anybody, or he's gonna be an early boot.
Um, I think this is going to be a season where players are not only competing for the grand prize, they're also some of them are competing for airtime.
Yeah,
And and if hooking up with Joe England means airtime for them, I think he might get some friends here this way. Um, this will be interesting because we don't really know enough about how he's going to play to really say anything about it. We'll just have to watch and see what he does.
yeah, I can see that.
Hmm.
Let's take him along to see if we can be on TV for a little bit longer.
Exactly.
So next we have Cass,
Chaos Cast.
who
Oh
really was
boy.
one of the players that on this list that just saw like, oh no, 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 no. I mean,
But you
she
knew she was
played,
coming back.
yeah,
You
she.
knew
I
she was
mean,
coming back.
I don't blame her for what she did,
Hmm.
but at the same time I do because she got my two people from that season in Cagayan voted out. She left them out without the number. She turned on them. She was with Spencer and with Tasha, and she's the one that decided to join Tony's alliance. But
And she was only looking out for her own butt, but
yeah, I
we
mean,
can't blame
I
her.
understand it. I understand it.
Mhm.
But as being what's it called, selfish, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted Spencer and Tasha to keep going, and she really was the one that threw the wrench there
Yeah.
into the game plan. Um, I think if Andrew Savage is really um, going for getting the people out that he believes are not trustworthy, I think she can be a very early target for him. I know a lot of people do not want that to happen because they she is good TV for everything that's going on, for everything she does. She is good TV.
Yeah.
You have anything else to say about Cass?
Um, in short, she's just a wild card, and you'll never know what she's gonna do next. And I think that's what makes her exciting TV. And she might go farther in the game than we think because of this.
Yeah,
Yeah, and so it'll be interesting
she
to say
needs
the
to know.
least.
Yeah, she just needs to know when to turn on the chaos and when to turn it off. Because if
Yeah,
she turns it on too early, it's gonna be a disaster for her. If she turns it on in the right moments, she can use it at her advantage and keep going. So it's just really up to her when she goes, I guess.
yep.
All right, so we have Mr. Keith Nail from San Juan del Sur Blood versus Water 2, who was actually the fourth. He finished in fourth,
Hmm.
and he actually won the most challenges of any player that season, which was I think surprising that he did so
It
good
was
in the challenges.
it was pretty shocking
Yeah,
that he was able to do that well.
I actually I saw myself actually cheering for him, even though he wasn't the best player in the strategy part. He was
No,
very well.
stick to the
Stick
plan.
to the plan. Yes. I mean, if it wasn't for him shouting "stick to the plan," they would have been
His
able to
alliance would
get
have, yep.
taken over. That caused Natalie to tell John, "Use your idol,"
Hmm.
in which he ended up using his idol as well. In that team tribal, and son Wesley goes home that night. Um, actually, and I think I remember he actually offered Wes his idol before the tribal, and Wes told him, "No, that's yours. You found it." And so I don't know if he would have given that idol to Wes, we might not see Keith back here. And he's actually the one that called I can't think I'm call her Fiji because I can't pronounce her name, but he's the one that actually called her Phoebe. So I don't know. Do you have anything else to say about Keith?
Not much,
Not much.
honestly.
Yeah, he
We can move on now.
yeah. So we have one of the other classic players coming up in Kimmy Kappenberg,
Hmm.
and what can we not say about Kimmy? Um,
Mm.
what do you remember about Kimmy?
Oh, she was all about the chickens.
All the chickens.
All about the
Vegetarian.
chickens. Yeah, she was vegetarian. Vegan, was she?
Yes, she was vegan.
Yeah, then
Vegan.
the finger wagging incident, I think, is what she was most well known for, along with Alicia. Um, but I mean, Alicia already came back in All Stars, and I think that's why she was on the ballot this time. But Kimmy, oh Kimmy,
Yeah, I mean that was the first really big fight of Survivor ever. And
hmm
there had been fights before, but never like this. Or she just went off on her.
Oh
I,
yeah,
I,
it got really personal really
yeah,
quick.
uh, I mean, the very first thing we even hear about her on the Australian Outback is, I think it was Nick who talking about Kimmy, talking about someone else. Like Nick saying Kimmy doesn't can't stand Deb, and then he
Oh
goes up to her. It's not that Deb's a bad person. I just can't see myself talking to her outside of Survivor, because I think that's when Deb was trying to control everything. But she really has a trouble with authority figures. She had trouble with Deb when Deb tried to go ahead and take the tribe and take leadership of the tribe and get to the camp. And then when she was gone, she had trouble with Mike. She didn't like Mike being the authority figure there. She's a little bit older, so maybe she can make a little bit further. I know, and she's actually the reason why Mr. Jeff Varner was the one booted, because she's the one that leaked the information to Ogakor that he had votes against him. I don't
yeah.
remember seeing that on the show, but I remember that they've talked about it later on, like afterwards, in chat rooms and stuff like that. But do you remember anything else about her?
Uh, Again, she's somebody else that we didn't really see enough of her strategy to really know what she's going to do out here. Um, if she has a good preseason alliance going in, and if they stick to it, uh, I think she can make the merge because people don't see her as a strategic threat.
Yeah, and I
hmm
think I think time will tell us that, will tell us if she grew up from being so against the authority figures in the tribe,
Yeah.
because she does have Andrew Savage, who is a leader. So if she doesn't go ahead and fight with him, she can stay in the tribe. If she fights with him, she might be one of the early ones. But you never know with All Star seasons. They always have twists and things on, so we never know what might happen in the with the tribes.
I mean, she wasn't married with kids when she played the first time, and now she is. I think that kind of changes a person
What do you
when
think?
they get married and they have kids. And I think she's gonna have more of a mom instinct in her instead of the little the fiery, fish might be a strong word, but
She had a little mean streak on her a little bit. I think in the
yeah.
in the
Um,
first season she was in.
she seems to have mellowed out
Yeah, she did.
um, over the years, and I just think she's gonna be one that people are gonna try to pull in to their alliance. So if she doesn't blow up on anybody, I think the merge is possible for her.
Yeah, I can see her
hmm
getting to the merge.
Yep.
Okay, so next we have Monica Padilla. She was in Survivor Samoa, and
Mm.
she plays a seventh in there. I don't really have a lot to say about Monica. I don't remember a lot about her in that season, but I do remember she's the one that really called out Russell um, about having money. Um, because he really wanted to win that game, and she's the one that called him out. You already have money. You say, at least you say you have money. Um, I don't
Yeah.
really don't have much to say about Monica.
I mean, she was also one that was in an alliance with Russell as well, and I think getting linked to him in that way in the game kind of cost her the game. Uh, yeah. So she didn't really play her own game the first time around,
Yeah,
and we'll see if she's able to.
we'll we'll see if she tries to play differently, or if she stays under the radar, or what does she do? I think she can continue as long as she doesn't become a threat to anybody. People will go ahead
Hmm.
and just like, okay, you can keep continue coming.
Yeah.
She has no obvious connections to any other seasons that I know of, so I can't really see her. I can't say that I know who she's gonna hook up with anybody else as far as an alliance goes. But you never know. That might be um, that might she might make some alliances out there. She might have made alliances out
She
before.
needs to stay quiet and float.
Yeah,
Float to the merge and make her moves there. Then she'll do pretty well. Just just stay quiet. Just stay in the grass.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Tasha Fox from
Oh,
yeah. We're
you
we're we're
you
keeping
skipped over the fishy.
fishy. We'll talk about fishing later.
Okay, we'll talk about him later.
Okay, we have Tasha Fox from Cagayan,
Hmm.
the third member of the Brains tribe to make it to switch, and actually another person that got betrayed by Chaos Cast. And it's interesting that they are both in the same tribe. I don't know. I can't see her working with Chaos Cast
Hmm.
just because of that betrayal. But you never know. She might have been like, let that just be whatever, and she might work with her. I don't know. I can't see that happening. But she did win 3 individual immunity challenges out there. She's a strong woman.
Hmm.
Do you remember anything specifically about her?
Uh, she was a challenge beast, and that'll do her well in the beginning of this game. Uh, and it will turn her into a target once they make the merge.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Now let's remember
so
that she's the only one that voted for Wu in their final tribal. So I don't know. Maybe Wu may be like, hey, you voted for me. I'll once they tribal switch or something, or they get merged or whatever. If Wu gets even gets that far, but
mhm.
I don't know. He might see like, hey, you voted for me, so I'll help you out. I'll vote with you or whatever. You never know.
You
I
never
hope.
know. But they're starting on opposite tribes, so not initially.
Yeah. So I really, really hope Natasha makes it far. She's one of my other contestants that I really liked from her initial season.
Mhm.
Um, I'm just hoping she does well.
Yep.
And finally, we got Mr. Steven Fishbach, who
Mr. Know-It-All.
Mr. Know It All. We,
Mr. Know.
I think both of us are big fans of Steven, and he is a runner-up of Tokashins to
Tokushi.
JT.
Hmm.
Um, now he is very smart. He is
Yes.
very savvy on Survivor. He has that podcast with Rob
Hmm.
about Survivor, and people know this.
And
This is not
that's
something he
that's
does.
Rob Cesternino, by the way, from Survivor Amazon season 6.
Yes.
They've been doing this Know-It-Alls podcast for the past, I believe, at least 6 or 7 seasons. Yeah, so they've been doing this for a while, and he's learned a lot through when he initially played and through talking about the other players. And I think he won't lose the money to bro code this time.
Yeah, he's another one of those players that if he would have gone with the right person to the end, I think he could have won. But I mean, he went up against JT.
Yeah.
You're not gonna lose to JT. You're not gonna win against JT. You're gonna lose to JT. I would say 95% of the time.
Yep.
You have to be someone like
JT was
Tom or
too
something.
charming.
Yeah, you have to be someone like Tom or Terry to even go up against JT.
Yep.
Um, Interestingly, I guess not interesting because it's a pretty obvious thing that Andrew would have said. Andrew says that he's one of the people that he is targeting. He's on his hit list.
But the
So
reason he said was that he thinks that Steven is not trustworthy, which is kind of a left fielder, which we're just kind of like, why would you say that about Steven? He brought his bro to the end.
yeah, yeah, he could have got rid of him a long time before.
Exactly, yeah. So I don't know where that came from with Savage, but Steven knows he's a target coming into the game, and uh everybody in the game, pretty much everybody. thinks he's going to be a target during the game. But there's also another angle we need to think about, that he knows these players. He's analyzed some of these players, and he analyzes the game well, and he knows the game very well. Some of these players might be able to use this to their advantage, to use him in their alliance for information on other players, on how they're going to play. And I think that will carry him through the beginning.
Yeah.
I hope. I'm
I, s-
hoping.
I think also that someone who knows that he knows all these people, or at least not necessarily personally, but at least from a statistic point for Survivor, can use that to their advantage. But also, since he is a target, they can use him as a shield, keep him along as long as they need to throw votes to vote with him, or maybe even when it gets to the point, throw him under the bus.
Oh yeah.
But I but he's not a dumb player. He's gonna get
No.
if you give him the chance, he's gonna get in there. He will make the way, and he's one of my favorite past survivors.
Mhm.
Um, I really hope he does well and makes it at least to the merge. I'm hoping he makes it to the merge, and then from there that he can run his game the way he wants to run the game.
Yeah.